Do you think it's possible that Trump will do that?
Yes. I mean, you saw it on the 6th of January. I mean, the most sensitive moment in every democracy is the moment of transfer of power. And the magic of democracy is that democracy is meant to ensure a peaceful transfer of power. But as I said, like you choose one party, you give them a try. After some time, if people say they didn't do a good job, let's try somebody else. And, you have people who hold, in the United States, they hold the biggest power in the world. The president of the United States have enough power to destroy human civilization. All these nuclear missiles, all this army, and he loses the election. And he says, okay, I give up all this power and I let the other guy try. This is amazing. And this is exactly what Trump didn't do. He, from the beginning, I mean, even from 2016, he refused, they asked him directly, if you lose the election, will you accept the results? And he said no. And in 2020, he did not hand power peacefully. He tried to prevent it. And the fact that he is now running again, and I think to some extent the lesson he got from the 6th of January is that I can basically get away with anything, at least with my people, with my base. That it was like a test, a try. If I do this extreme thing and they still support me afterwards, it basically means they will support me no matter what I do.
I'm wondering, in a world of such a fragile democracy, when information flows and networks are disrupted by something like AI, if misinformation and disinformation and the ability for me to make a video, I could make a video right now of Donald Trump speaking and saying something in his voice, and I could help that video go viral. Like, how do you hold together democracy and communication when you don't believe anything that you're seeing online? And we're just at the start of this now. So we
haven't seen anything yet. This is just really the first baby steps.
I'm going to play a video on the screen right now so people can see. And for those listening, you'll just hear it. But I'm going to play a video that Isaac over there in the corner of the room made of me speaking in this chair. And it wasn't me, and I didn't say it, and I wasn't in this chair.
Hey there, this is AI Steve. Do you think I'll be able to take over the Diary of a CEO one day? Leave your comments below.
And it sounds exactly like me, identical, and it's not me. And I wonder this with, most of us get our political information and our information generally now from social media.
Yeah.
And if I can't believe anything that I'm seeing because it's all easy to make, some kid in Russia in their bedroom can make a video of the prime minister here. I don't know where we get our information from anymore, how we verify.
The answer is institutions. We've been in this situation many times before in history, and the answer is always the same: institutions. You cannot trust the technology. You trust the institution that verifies the information. Think about it like with print. That you can write on a piece of paper anything you want. You can write, the Prime Minister of Britain said, and then you open quotation marks, and you put something into the mouth of the Prime Minister. You can write anything you want. And when people read it, they don't believe it. Or they shouldn't believe it. Just because it's written that the Prime Minister said it, doesn't mean that it's true. So how do we know which pieces of paper to believe as an institution? We would believe, or greater chance we will believe, if on the front page of the New York Times or of the Sunday Times or of the Guardian, you will have the British Prime Minister said, open quotation marks, blah, blah, blah. Because we don't trust the paper or the ink. We trust the institution of the Guardian or the Wall Street Journal or whatever. With videos, we never had to do that, because nobody could fake them. So we trusted the technology. If we saw a video, we said, this has to be true. But when it becomes very easy to fake videos, then we revert to the same principle as with print. We need an institution to verify it. If we see the video on the official website of CNN or of the Wall Street Journal, then we believe it, because we believe the institution backing it. And if it's just something on TikTok, we know that, any kid can do that. Why should I believe it? So now we are in the transition period. We are still not used to it. So when we see a video of Donald Trump or Joe Biden, the video still gets to us. because we grew up in a time when it was impossible to fake it. But I think very quickly people will realize you can't trust videos. You can only trust the institutions. And the question is, will we be able to produce, to create, to maintain trustworthy institutions fast enough to save the democratic conversation? Because if not, if you can't believe anything, this is the ideal for dictators. When you can't trust anything, the only system that works is a dictatorship. Because democracy works on trust, but dictatorship works on terror, on fear. You don't need to trust anything in a dictatorship. You don't trust anything. You fear. For democracy to work, you need to trust, for instance, that some information is reliable, that the election committee is impartial, that the courts are just. And if more and more institutions are attacked and people lose trust in them, then democracy collapses. But again, going back to information, so one option is that the old institutions, like newspapers and TV stations, they will be the institutions that we trust to verify certain videos, or we will see the emergence of new institutions. And again, the big question is whether we'll be able to develop trust in them. And I specifically say institutions and not individuals. No large-scale society, especially not a democratic society, can function without trustworthy bureaucratic institutions.